Judy, roll call please.
Gary Bailey.
Here.
John Dooley.
Here.
Deborah Potter.
Here.
Kevin Whipple.
Here.
Bill Ernst.
Here. Approval of the agenda, there's one change on to bookkeeping for the airport, we're striking that off. Anybody see anything else that needs to be,
We may tend to that at another date. but
yeah, Labor Day.
postponing it, so.
Okay, all those, anybody see anything else that needs to be changed on the agenda? If not, I'll accept a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
It's been seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. The minutes from the last meeting, has everyone had a chance to review them?
Yes.
Any changes or additions need to be made? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, next on the agenda, election of the officers. I'd like to open up the, for the nomination for the office of president.
I'll nominate Bill Ernst, just
I'll
take
second.
another year there.
Okay, any other nominations? If not, nominations closed, vote on it. Individual votes, please.
I vote yes.
I'll
Bill?
call now.
Oh, okay. I think you were looking at me, Bill. I'm like, okay.
I'm sorry. Gary Bailey.
Yes.
John Dooley.
Yes.
Deborah Potter.
Yes.
Kevin Whipple.
Yes.
Bill Ernst.
Yes, I guess. Open up for the nomination for the office of vice president.
I nominate John Dooley for the office of vice president. Second.
Any further? If not, we'll vote on that. Judy, would you call roll call vote, please?
Gary Bailey.
Yes.
John Dooley.
Absolutely.
Deborah Potter.
Yes.
Kevin Whipple.
Yes.
Bill Ernst.
Yes. Okay, next,
Congratulations, guys. Yep.
financial report, John?
Yes, the Greensburg financial report. Did you want to make a statement about this first?
Yeah.
It's-
Everything on the top of the spreadsheet, the only thing that I've put in there is what we had on the information she sent us on what we owed. There's been some confusion because of the fact that one of the ladies in the office is, her father died, and then her brother got the virus, his two kids got the virus, then her husband got the virus, then her daughter got the virus, and now she's got the virus. So we'll be straightening this up out in about 2 weeks. When we do, I'll make out,
Plus they moved, obviously. from
yeah,
there to
plus
here.
moving, I'll fill it out and get it out to everybody. Now, there is one thing down at the bottom left-hand corner at the first of the year. That's where we stood at how many gallons of fuel we had and dollars worth and per gallon. And as required by the state to know how much we have on hand. Okay, well, your turn, John.
Okay. Airport improvement accounts, we're in the arrears, $10,074.34. Aviation rotary fuel account shows $6,977.28. Airport operations, $372,338.34. The balance of all three accounts combined, $369,241.28.
Okay. Any comments on this? If not, we'll move on to Mr. Shaffer. I know you don't have anything for us, but we're gonna like to listen to you.
Right, pretty light month. There's no motions or approvals needed this month. You approved your CIP last month, so that was submitted to the state. Otherwise, we're kind of in a holding pattern right now, waiting on the weather to break for the contractor to get started on the grade and drain phase that we already have funding on. We're also working with Victor at the FAA on the timing of the advertisement for the paving and lighting to see when they think that those grants might be available this year. It's got a large chunk of discretionary money in it, so it'll probably be towards the end of the fiscal year again, similar to what we saw last year. There has been the Carissa grant. There's been a lot of speculation on how that's going to go. If you recall, you got your CARES grant, and that's all drawn down. You've got all your CARES money now locally for operational. Carissa was another stimulus package passed just before the end of the year, and there was a little over like $5.5 million for general aviation in there. If they followed the same formulas that they did on CARES, it would be between $12,000 and $15,000 per airport, but we're not sure if that's actually how they're going to distribute the money. We don't know yet. So the FAA doesn't know yet either. They're still working on it, but they are, basically updating their frequently asked questions just like they did in CARES. So we'll let you know as soon as we have the opportunity on that. Otherwise, right now, the grants for 21 are supposed to be very traditional, 90% Fed, 5% state, 5% local. Of course, there's rumor of another potential stimulus bill that could also have some additional funding for aviation in there too. And there's, based on what I've seen right now, all the alphabet groups, AOPA and AAAE and all the airport and pilot groups have been asking for the no match grants again in 21. So we'll see whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. They've asked for it. We'll see if that actually happens. But that's no match on your 21 grant would be a pretty large savings as well for the community. But we'll just have to wait and see. Otherwise, there's really nothing to report. We're just kind of in a holding pattern until the weather breaks so we can start moving some dirt.
I was contacted by your firm, I forget who it was. The electrical vault for the runway, taxiway, and Pappy's, everything's gonna be in one, but the beacon will be, remain where it's at and work out of the present hangars.
Correct.
And that will also include the windsock light.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the electrical vault will power all of the new runway and future taxiway circuits out of that vault. The only other thing, now that you mentioned our firm, I think we have on our books to do the boundary staking by the end of February.
Correct.
So
Correct.
that comes at no additional cost. We had in our agreement to do a boundary staking at the conclusion of the land acquisition. While that's still a bit of an ongoing process, we're going to go ahead and stake that in anticipation of recording with the county at the conclusion. But that should help your adjoining farmers and the airport, but to know where that property line is.
We talked about that, of course, last month, but apparently it's not going to cost us to stake out.
Right. I apologize for being absent last month. I was feeling a little off, and out of an abundance of caution, I didn't want to get anybody sick here, so I just decided that I was going to stay put. But so I appreciate you guys being willing to treat us fair and pay us if we had an extra, but that actually was included in the original contract. You shouldn't need to pay any more for that staking.
Okay.
That'll make the property owners happy.
And the survey manager thought they'd be out by the end of February, so hopefully that meets with the farming schedule and so forth.
Right. Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. All right. Airport manager, Jerry, on Jerry today. Hangars are still full and we're doing great. We haven't had any incidents of any sort that I know about the airport, so we're in fine shape. Next, approved payment of bills. Has everybody had a chance to look at these? Did they have any questions? John's got his.
Yeah, I of course summarized it on that black and white spreadsheet. The only thing that might be worth mentioning, the Frontier bill, the reason those are in boxes, they're billing us for December and January this month. That's why that's in a box like that. Both of those are included on this month's bills. Otherwise, everything adds up to what we've been. You'll notice, that, again, a lot of this, like I say, they're a little bit behind. When I say the city clerk treasurer is a little bit behind due to the move and such, but Jerry Scheiner's payroll is not listed on here. and they're aware of that, and they expect to have that all caught up here pretty soon.
One question I have, and it's not about the bills for this month, but it's about something that we are paying. The administration personnel. I understand the airport manager actually works for us, reports to us, as well as the board secretary. But the administration personnel work for the city, is that correct?
That's correct.
Why are we paying that
Well,
instead of the city paying it when we're actually the board for the city?
well, we brought that up. In fact, you'll see the one we scratched out on new business was the first item, bookkeeping for the airport. And that's what we were gonna discuss or bring up. And we just kind of discussed that we do want to address that and bring that up. It's with some of the other issues that we have with straightening out the city clerk treasurer, we thought we basically tackle one thing at a time. And Gary was planning on talking about that tonight, and we'll certainly talk about that further.
Okay.
You know, with the city clerk treasurer, like I should mention, they're updating some things, they're correcting some things as far as the excise tax we paid to the state. And there's a correctional figure, we'll actually end up getting a credit of over $6,000, either a credit or a refund of over $6,000 from our excise tax.
So we are looking into it then?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And that, we want to get all that straightened out first, and then, I mean, you could do both at the same time. We thought we would get that straightened out with them first and then address that.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
But overall, at the same line there, though, Kevin, I think it's, yeah, they work for the city, yeah.
Is there a reason why the REMC bill is so high?
I'm sure there is, but I couldn't tell you what it is, but you're right, the REMC bill is higher than normal.
Isn't that 2 months worth, or is it?
No, 'cause
Well, it's probably less than 2 months, but more than 1 month on the average, yeah,
Because it's never been that high in the last year.
right. It's not been that high since I've been keeping the
Yeah,
spreadsheet,
yeah.
you know. But you're right, the electric is significantly higher. I was trying to think if there's been any activity out there that's required extra.
Well, oh, well, let's just fact it's winter or something.
Yeah, but it wasn't this way last winter too, so.
I don't think we've had anybody living in the terminal like we had a couple of years ago.
The highest we've had before, we can see, was March 2020 and February 2020 was approaching that amount, but still less than what we're having this month.
Okay.
Costs have gone up too.
Yeah,
The rates have raised, costs have gone up.
okay.
That's possible too. Any other questions on them? If not, I'd entertain a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve the bills.
I second.
Okay, roll call vote, please, Judy.
Gary Bailey,
Yes.
John Dooley,
Yes,
Deborah Potter,
Yes.
Kevin Whipple,
Yes.
Bill Armstrong.
Yes. Okay, any comments from the board or the audience? Yes, Jane.
I've got a question. Last month, you discussed a discrepancy in the fuel fund. I think it was 37,000, if I remember
Yeah,
right,
it
in the
was in
rears.
the wrong column.
Did you resolve that?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Yes, we
What
did.
was it was in the wrong
It was
one?
just in the wrong, it got charged to airport improvement instead of airport, rotary fuel fund. It was moved over.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And we will be adding to the rotary fuel fund when we get that stimulus check back. What we took, we billed to the government saying, so they would pay for it. When it comes back, it will go to the rotary fuel fund. Should it not, Paul?
I'm gonna defer on that. I'm not sure where it should go, to be honest with you, Bill. If that's, I mean, you claim fuel expenses,
Yes.
operational expenses. So honestly, I don't know. I think you should maybe check with the accountants
Okay.
on that, rather than me, because, different airports are handling that differently,
Okay.
so I'm not sure what the actual rule is. I'm sorry.
Okay. Anybody else have any? I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.